Yo, this is the Life Under the Scope podcast. What is Life Under the Scope? It's just that, an in-depth look at everything that life has to offer. This show will make you laugh. This show will make you cry. It will inspire, it will motivate, and change your mindset about life as you know it. Just know that you will go through every emotion. Life Under the Scope.
What?
Outnumbered. Like I saw some videos, man, and there was a cop just running up the steps, just like kind of he had his little baton stick, kind of like he was about to just swing it at him. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna do shit.
Dog.
Just tackle your ass. It was a black dude.
And I hate to really talk about that, but it's too many videos on camera for you to see or for anybody to see all of these pictures of black people being slapped with knife sticks, tased, shot, choked, pushed back by riot gear, and we out there just peacefully protesting. It took y'all niggas damn near a whole day damn near to get y'all niggas out there to even start trying to break this shit up.
But that's how they incite a riot, though. They know the people out there, emotions is very high. So they try to trigger that shit, just like I said, so they can abuse they power. You know what I'm saying? Start to use their brute force, all them fucking shields and batons. They out there juiced up on whatever they thinking on their mind, and they ready to use that shit. It's very few people gear up and put all their gear on and don't want to use it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but look at who that shit is going towards. Let's look up some shit. We all got Google on our phones. Let's look up and see how many motherfuckers was out there in riot gear tonight or today as far as that whole political stance went versus when Black Lives Matter went.
I know what you're saying. Like, how did they was able to take advantage of the situation? Shit, basically carefree. You know what I'm saying? Just like the little white dude that was out there with the police shooting people up, and they buying him fast food and sitting there kicking it with him. When if you watch any black man walking up the street with an M16 or any type of assault rifle, they would have gunned him down.
It's going down.
We don't even need a gun to get gunned down. So just imagine we walking up the streets like that, and we sitting there talking about we helping the police. So we already.
You know the fucked up part? I like white people. I am friends with white people, but it's a certain line that I have to draw, and like I tell to my white friends, it's been a while since I talked to some of them, but bro, it is certain things that go on that y'all get, and this was a prime example today of how certain things go on within our communities, like different races, that don't go on with the opposite race or might go on with the opposite race. And I was trying to explain to this nigga because he like, why y'all make music like fuck the police? Like, dog, if you look at what was going on around that time, you probably would have been saying fuck the police too.
And that shit changed. And I always
got a point there.
Always quote the shit that Ice Cube said whenever somebody bring up that argument, and what he said was, if they didn't create these type of conditions for us to live in, we wouldn't have those type of conditions to rap about. So being, segregated or being, oppressed and all those things make you want to fight out and yell that shit. I was watching a documentary on the history of swear words. And one of the epic swear words is fuck. You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
I love that word.
Historically,
that's my favorite.
Means to hit something. Like fuck meant to hit something. Like if you hit your foot or if you hit somebody, that's a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, do you realize?
Hold on, but wait, listen.
What's your favorite?
But listen.
No, let Ray finish.
So basically, you know what I'm saying? When we look at what shit means, historically, like fuck means to hit something, we take it back. They said fuck the police, but fuck invoked so much emotion that was the epitome of how you could have possibly felt about it. You felt that you was fighting against everything with that word fuck the police, and it wasn't because the police just treated you bad. It was because it was an agenda against you. Shit, fuck the police and fight the power came out on the same year. And this shit means the same thing. It's just that it's expressed
because
differently.
these people was going through that. That's where it came from. Fuck the police, because we was going through the same shit.
I swear.
Yeah.
But the reason
Like,
why I like fuck
target
the
your
word
environment.
fuck so much, the word fuck is like the best cuss word you can ever have.
I think it's like it's just such a release.
It is though. Just I mean, now they said it.
Listen, no.
like
Like, how many different ways could you express fuck? You can express that through so many emotions. You can be happy, like, oh, fuck yeah, hell the fuck yeah. Or you can be down, like, man, fuck this shit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly. Like it expressed so much. You like you fuckhead. You know what I'm saying?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that shit fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? So many ways to express yourself that cuss words are.
Yeah, and you don't have to categorize it as like a negative term.
No.
Like you can say fuck in an expression of like, I just bust a fucking nut and I feel fucking great.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
they're great.
There's not a more flexible word.
Fuck could go so many different
ways. This fucking mic, this fucking
podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This
I fucking love it.
I swear. These fucking interviews, you know what I'm saying? This fucking
you can make a whole mixtape just called fuck.
And just flip it and fit in so many different ways. There's no way. Like Pete, like you gonna say it without trying. You could just rap and be like, see, it's called fuck. I said it right.
Every song is described by emotion of the word fuck. Like I fucking feel good. I don't give a fuck. I fuck this bitch. I fucking got the fucking greatest nut.
He sound like he having the OD. He addicted to the word. Like shit.
I mean, but like, how many other cuss words? How many other cuss words could you really like put into that type of sentence though?
Fucking shit. That's it. Like shit. Like this shit. That shit. But
you can put a lot.
I took a good ass shit today.
Are you shitting me? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can put all of them in there, really.
Fuck is just the best one. Yes. Fucking awesome ass fucking goddamn fucking podcast that you ever could have fucking made. Fuck.
So now let's get off that tangent a little bit.
What else do you fucking want to talk about?
Let's talk about a fucking waste of money.
Shit.
Today a screen just went off, but it's
we back.
Free promotion.
My battery dying. I got 10%.
Oh damn.
No, I'm about to plug me up though. Oh shit! I done took the whole cord out.
But no,
what was the question?
The question was, what do most people not realize is a huge waste of money?
What is the what?
What do people not realize is a huge waste of money?
Jewelry. Diamonds are worthless.
Cars.
What was the question?
What do people not realize is a huge waste of money?
It's a huge waste of money? Yeah. Oh, you asked me this the other day. Yeah, I mean, those is vices, man. Everybody vices is different. Like
what do you feel is the biggest waste, though? I say jewelry, like as far as diamond. Gold holds weight. Diamonds barely hold any weight.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's one particular type of person. I'm talking about vices in general. Some people vices is pussy. Some niggas will spend that same amount of money on prostitution every year and don't never put it around their neck. Some niggas vices is liquor. Some niggas can only ever make a certain amount of money because they gonna fuck it up once they get the liquor in their system.
Yeah.
So,
okay, but
gambling.
Look, check this out.
I think gambling is worse than jewelry. I think gambling. I'm gonna say that last.
Okay, we can put gambling. we can put gambling in a category. Gambling is the type of rush you get from like trying to obtain something, which in
Right.
turn, like, okay, if I win on gambling, I'm about to go spend some money on something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to probably go pay for pussy. I'm about to go
Almost
pay
back
for
to the
more gas money for my cars. Or I'm about to go pay for this, that, and the third. Gambling is sparking another interest because you're going to go get this money for something else. Like you're paying for pussy or whatnot, you're paying for happiness. You want somebody to
I might gotta
love
bust
you
that
in
nut.
that moment. You want to be able to feel like you're satisfying somebody. You're paying for pussy to feel a certain way. That is a waste of money because for one, you should be trying to satisfy yourself. You should be happy with who you are, and you shouldn't be caught up in the moment of I can't get nobody to love me. That's why a lot of people can't get nobody to love themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's a big waste of money because you're paying for satisfaction that you feel like you can obtain without having to pay for it. That's a waste of money. Once you start to love yourself and you see that people love you outside of that, you don't have to pay for love. You obtain love because you love yourself, and love begins to gravitate towards you. People want to be around people that love themselves or have a certain type of a connection with themselves or whatnot. People want to love themselves, and sometimes people have a hard time loving themselves, and that's why they gravitate towards other people, because other people love themselves. They want to be loved. They want something that they don't have. So people pay for that in a sense. Some people is just can't get it. Some people ain't like us.
So
Nah, I
being a
feel
waste
you.
of money is basically paying for satisfaction.
I
Ain't
mean,
that the same
but
thing as paying for sex? No, you're
I mean,
paying for
but see, the
satisfaction.
whole thing is
When
that
you spend
look,
money
but
in
look,
general,
but see,
you're paying for
look,
satisfaction.
it's so much of that shit. Like all of that shit is satisfaction. The same person who's spending, like you go to the strip club, ain't no different than playing the slots at the casino. If you keep putting money in this machine, hopefully you gonna get lucky. Same thing with the bitch. If you keep putting money in this bitch hand, her pussy crack, hopefully you get lucky. So you paying for the experience. It ain't no different than getting on a roller coaster.
Exactly.
Some people be like, nigga, you paid $65 for a ticket. That's dumb. I would never do that. But they're paying for the experience. Ain't no different than the nigga paying for the other two things I named. So
That's why I gave pussy
yeah,
as an example.
because you just paying for the experience. And that's why I say one vice can't be said is worse than the other one, because if that one thing makes somebody makes dumb decisions, irrational decisions, all of the time. Like no matter how much you gamble and you think you about to double this 40 into 100 and all that shit. If you go in there and blow your money all the time, you dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing has taught you differently than from your own mistakes. If you go in that motherfucking strip club thinking you gonna fuck that one bitch and don't never fuck her, but you give her $100 every time, you dumb. You know what I'm saying? Because you not learning from your mistakes. That's what the whole thing about doing things out of satisfaction is that some people really don't give a fuck. They gonna go blow money and be happy they blew that money because that's what they went to do. You can't talk to that
That's that
person about
attention.
yeah, but a person who always feel like they took a loss because they did something that another person is doing, enjoying themselves, they bear that burden because of how they outlook on the situation is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do it if you don't feel responsible after you do it. If it make you feel some type of way, then you're not supposed to be doing it. But people ignore that shit and still do it anyway. Like, damn, I had to spend all that money. And to get paid, they go spend all that money all over again. You know what I'm saying? So that's when there's a
That's
problem. When that shit eating away at your conscience, it's a problem. But as long as you're doing that
Yeah,
shit
I
for
see what you're
fun,
saying.
it's just fun. Somebody can spend all their money on their tuner car. They buying all type of little sculptures and frames and moldings and interiors and different little pieces and buckles and belts because they love that fucking car. The next person to roll up, like, I never do that. I'll never spend that much money on my fucking car. But you don't know that that's what makes him happy. So he don't give a fuck about what you spend your money on because what he spent his money on make him happy. So that's what the fuck it is.
Right. All of that still boils down to a nigga trying to get some pussy or a bitch trying to get a nigga with some money.
Do that shit. Life under the scope, bitch. You feel me?